Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. We are once again at Universal Studios Orlando for their Mardi Gras celebration. I'm super excited to be here. Now, because we are in the era of COVID, the celebration for Mardi Gras looks just a little bit different this year compared to last year. The biggest one being is that there are no parades. There is no Mardi Gras parade this year like they had last year and in years past. But this year's Mardi Gras is pretty much a glorified food festival with a lot of different food booths with different options from all over the world. We also have a tribute store to check out today, and we have a lot of the different parade floats that they would normally use in their parade scattered throughout the park. And of course, we have a lot of the entertainment actors out on the street handing out beads, having a good time. I am very, very excited to be here today. It is a little bit later in the afternoon. It is about 4 o'clock right now as I am walking inside the park. So I'm 99% sure that I am one of the very few vloggers who are actually going to be in the park right now. A lot of the other vloggers, I'm sure, were already here in the morning, and I'm sure they already got their videos out, but that's good for them. You guys already know, YouTube is not my full-time job, so I had a lot of other obligations to take care of at home before I actually got a chance to come over here. So hopefully we don't get rained out tonight. We are going to be tiptoeing around some rain this evening, but either way, I'm still excited to be here and to have a good time, try some food, and hopefully get some beef. Enough talk, let's head on inside, have some fun. Oh yes, this is what we're here for. Mardi Gras International Flavors of Carnival, February 6th through March 28th. And just taking a quick look inside, that's a lot of people. We are here on a Saturday, so that is to be expected. I'm not complaining at all. I knew what I'm getting myself into. What's very interesting is that because there is no parade this year, there are a lot of people who are already leaving the park. They got inside nice and early. They did what they wanted to do, and now they're leaving. There's no incentive for people to really stay inside the park late at night because there's no parade. So it's good for me, I guess. You know, hopefully the wait times will be a little bit lower, and maybe we'll ride a few rides here and there, but my primary focus today is the Mardi Gras celebration. Here's a little Universal pro tip for you guys. Whenever there is a tribute store, 9 times out of 10, a lot of the merchandise that you can find inside the tribute store will be found here at the Universal Studios store. So you got the masks, you got beads, you got the shirts, you got license plates, hats, you got some more pirate gear. From what I've gathered, this year has a very heavy pirate influence. So you're gonna see a lot of pirate stuff around this year, but take a look at the shirts for this year. These look absolutely fantastic, and this is the front of the shirt. I admire when they put the design on the front and not the back. Yeah, there's nothing on the back. If you're wanting to know how much these shirts are, they are $27. They also have a more plain Jane version of the Universal Studios Florida logo with some beads and a mask for Mardi Gras. This shirt is $25. And yeah, like I said, very heavy pirate theme for Mardi Gras this year. Universal Orlando, party like a pirate. This shirt is also $25. Is this chocolate? Holy cow. This is, yep, milk chocolate. Holy cow. And this is $13 for a big old thing of chocolate. Okay, we're just gonna put that right there. And we also have some other Mardi Gras themed merchandise and a very own milk chocolate gator. They should have put a little crown on it and, you know, branded it as King Gator, but it's all good. And I believe I showed you guys this in our last Universal Studios video, but they do have some Mardi Gras themed Universal Studios masks. And right in front of the stage over here, we have our very first Mardi Gras float. And yeah, you can just kind of walk up there, wave your hands a little bit, do a little dance, and maybe you'll get some beads. And you guys can see Universal Studios did put some social distancing markers out in front of their little quote-unquote bead throwing stations, but as you can probably guess, some people still really ignore that and congregate. But you know, it's not like they're standing there for a long period of time. But just so you guys know, in case you guys are wanting some beads, more than likely someone is going to be coming up a little bit close to you trying to get some beads as well. As you guys can see, these little bead throwing stations can cause a little bit of a traffic nightmare, you know, trying to get around these folks and not trying to go through them. To interfere with their little bubble is a bit of a challenge sometimes. you guys can see, the Music Plaza has pretty much been converted into a makeshift food court. We got a New Orleans food booth over here. We have another Mardi Gras float right over there. A Bloody Mary's food booth right there, or not really a food booth, but a drink booth. And it looks like we have another New Orleans food booth right there. So this is just one big little food court area where people can just come in and chill out and have a good time and enjoy some place to eat.
Gotta dance, buddy.
I will say, despite the crowd levels out here, there is a lot of team members out here with their signs that say, you know, please maintain physical distancing, make sure you're wearing your mask and all that jazz. So that's really good to see. In years past, this area would be used as a big fancy bar for like either Mardi Gras or Halloween Horror Nights, but this year it's still being utilized as an extended queue for Transformers. Oh my gosh, this is so neat. Universal made little tables out of drums. That is so cool. I'm honestly very surprised. The Tribute Store has no line to get in. You can just pretty much walk up right in. I guess that's the advantage of opening it up a day early for annual pass holders. Oh my gosh, these parade floats, having them out here is such a great idea, but it bottlenecks the area so hard. Oh my god. I wish there was some other way that they can do this, but people can just stand there and wait for beads. And there's only so many people. There's only 2 guys on there who are throwing beads. Oh man. Got some more Mardi Gras booths over here. Ooh, Puerto Rico! Ooh, Puerto Rico! Okay, we're gonna have to come back to this one just a little bit later. Food is in my top priority right now. We're going around the park filming some of the entertainment offerings. But, ooh, picadillo. Oh my god. Pernil mofongo. Oh god. Okay, yeah. We definitely coming back here later. This is another food booth that I wanted to come back to only because they have a Cuban sandwich for $13.49. It looks like there's a sample of it up there. If that's the Cuban sandwich, then that's actually pretty tiny for $13. So I don't know. We're going to be reviewing some of these food items a little bit later on. I'll let you know if they're worth the money or not. You know, despite the people crowding in certain areas, I will say that it is good to see that 90% of them are wearing their masks properly. So that's always good to see, but the crowding still might be an issue for some people. We got a sneaky food booth hidden back here, the Germany booth. Vegan bratwurst with beer braised onions, Bavarian pretzel, pork schnitzel slider. Oh boy. And Coda's definitely gonna love this one. I wasn't even filming that properly. What kind of vlogger am I? But yeah, it's just hidden right over here, right outside King's Cross Station. Yes, I was right. There is a float out here right in front of the Fear Factor stage. Look at that, that's cool. We are starting to get a little bit of rain though, so I don't expect the entertainment to stay out here super long. And yep, we got some drizzling and they're dipping. So there goes that. Well, even if there's nobody on it, we can still take a moment to admire the look of the float. And just outside of the Fear Factor stage, we have the Bahamas food booth. Interesting. Oh yeah, we're going through a wee bit of a sprinkle right now, and it looks like we're going to be tiptoeing around some other rain later on. But honestly, it's not terrible. It's this that we're worried about later on that's coming our way. You know, I was thinking this earlier and I never actually said it, but my primary focus was to go around and get some of the entertainment offerings and to show off some of the parade floats and all that and who else is on there. And I knew that I needed to do that first because with rain being in the area, at the first sign of rain, the entertainment people at theme parks, they dip. As soon as they feel a drop, they're out. So I knew that was to be expected. So hopefully they'll come back out very, very soon once this little bit of a sprinkle is done. I will say the little bit of a drizzle that we have is a bit of a blessing and a curse. It's a blessing because, you know, there's not a whole lot of people, if not anybody, standing in front of these floats, so I can get a pretty good look at it and you guys can get up close to it with nobody else around. But it's a bad thing because yeah, we don't got any of the entertainment people throwing the beads. Well, I was definitely incorrect about this. You know, I originally thought that they were going to be bringing back pizza fries, but no, they just turned Kids Zone Pizza into Canada. That's it, just the entire building, just Canada. And again, Universal Studios doing God's work by putting out additional tables and everything else for people to stand at to eat their food. Ooh, look at that. They have a Spain booth over here. Wonder what's on the menu. Looks like they got a charcuterie board, paella, and leche frita. Interesting. Not a big fan of the charcuterie board, but the leche frita sounds interesting. It's so weird how you get to areas of the park like this where it's just empty. There's so much room for activities. Like we have team members over here, and then room for activities. So weird. And now that the entertainment ran for the hills because of the rain, we can actually get a better look at the social distancing markers over here for in front of these bead throwing stations. That's what I'm calling them, the parade floats. Very interesting. Like, I feel like they could have placed these in better areas where it wouldn't create such a traffic jam. Like, this necessarily isn't such a high traffic area, but there are other areas of the park where it does nothing but create a traffic jam, if that makes any sense. Holy cow, we found King Gator. He is out here right in front of the Born Stuntacular. You can see the entire float out here as well. I'm sure if there wasn't any rain in the area, which it's currently not raining at all right now, there would be a lot of entertainment people up there throwing beads to guests who really want them. But yeah, this is really cool. You know, the beauty of the Mardi Gras event this year is that you really get a chance to get up close and personal with the Mardi Gras floats, when traditionally you'd just be stuck on the sidewalk and you would see it go by once or twice if you were down further on that way by the horror makeup show. But still really interesting. All right, now that we've done a full lap around the park, I think I've covered all the different parade floats and entertainment offerings. Now, let's head on over to the tribute store, since there was no line there earlier, so let's see if we can do a quick tour of that. I definitely recommend using this pathway right outside of the Monsters Cafe if you want to avoid the traffic jam that is the parade float bead throwing area. Once again, it smells like Halloween Horror Nights in here, and I'm living for it. The very first thing you see when you walk in is stuff that is available up front at the Universal Studios store. You don't need to wait in line to get some of this merchandise. I will say, the amount of detail that they put into the tribute store with each little event is quite impressive. Free to move on over into the next room, and it looks like it's a bit of a graveyard. Very common to see in Louisiana, I'm assuming, because, you know, most things that I see about Louisiana are the big graveyards. It's actually quite creepy in here, very Halloween Horror Nights-esque. And, you know, pretty common, they have a mold-orama type thing where this time you can make a little skull. And it is $6. Damn, Universal just straight up killed off Earl the Squirrel. What the heck? They're brutal. You know, I do believe that Universal is very much so self-aware of what people do after Mardi Gras. And they throw their beads up on the trees. They're very self-aware, so it's just Mardi Gras trees. You know, I feel like it doesn't matter what season it is, you're always going to find skulls of some kind inside the tribute store. And once again, we do have a change in decor in this long hallway that leads us into the next section of the tribute store. And again, pirate themed. It is very interesting. I wonder why they decided to go with pirates. Again, pirates. Pirate theming everywhere. Oh, look, another mold-orama. And it's a pirate ship. That's cool. But man, the detail that Universal, wow, I am blurry, holy cow. Camera, please work with me. Okay, there you go. But yeah, the amount of detail that Universal puts in to the tribute store is on par with their Halloween Horror Nights houses as far as set design and the detail. It's very nice. And they got some light up pirate swords over here. Alright, who the heck are these guys, and how in the world did they manage to get themselves inside the tribute store in paintings? Ooh yeah, the last and final room is definitely giving me some Dead Waters vibes. Who remembers that haunted house? That was a great haunted house. Oh wow. I am absolutely loving this. The tribute stores are always super well done. And they just get better year after year, I swear. So for Halloween Horror Nights, they had beating hearts. For Christmas, they had Christmas lights. And now they have skulls that talk. That is very interesting and very creepy.
I think the cheesecake pop. The pops? That's what I was thinking.
Alrighty, so we found some tables right outside of the tribute store by the New York Public Library. You guys can probably hear the Rip Ride Rocket going by near me. I'm gonna go ahead and splurt some hand sanitizer on that, get a little bit of shoot back. So what we're working with here is the vegan brownie. They unfortunately ran out of the Mardi Gras cake, what was on display there was just a display. They can't pull from that, so that's unfortunate. And I also got the spinach artichoke, it's like an empanada, and then I got the andouille sausage and puff pastry. So I'm very excited to try some of this stuff for you. And I can't remember the pricing off the top of my head. I'll put the pricing down here for you in case you guys are curious, but we're gonna go ahead and start with the more savory stuff first before moving on to the dessert, which is the vegan brownie. And I never actually got a chance to try the vegan brownie over the course of, what was it, Halloween Horror Nights, and I think they had one for the Christmas tribute store as well. Not entirely sure, but let's go ahead and start with the andouille sausage. So here's a closer look at the andouille sausage. Let's go ahead and cover my face there. Let's focus on, let's focus on that so you can get a closer look at it. Looks really good, it smells really good. Let's go ahead and try this bad boy. That's actually really good. I can't remember the last time I had andouille. I think it was actually last year during last year's Mardi Gras. They typically serve it in like a po' boy bun, I think it is. I'm not familiar with any of that stuff, so don't quote me on that. But that's actually really good. I might actually rank that higher than the hot dog that we had from the tribute store for Halloween Horror Nights. The Beetlejuice one. Okay, so now let's go ahead and try the spinach artichoke empanada. It's very hard to get spinach artichoke dip wrong, and putting it in an empanada, it's just really, really good, actually. Not gonna lie. All right, so now let's go ahead and take a bite of this vegan brownie. It's a brownie. You can see it's like, this is the front of it over here. It's the mouthpiece, and then it's just brownie on the other side. So if I hadn't known that it was vegan, would I be able to tell the difference? Probably. I would suspect something is up, but by no means is it bad. It's not bad at all. And I don't know, I probably wouldn't get it again, but it's not terrible. As always with these festivals, I highly recommend bringing your own water bottle if you can. Mine's insulated. I brought it from home, filled it up with ice. And even if you do bring one from home, if you're flying from out of state, I highly recommend bringing one. That way you can walk around the park and get ice water refills. And it actually really helps, and it saves you money on having to buy water bottles for everybody. All right, so I finished the andouille sausage, and I did finish the spinach artichoke dip, but I only ate about half of the brownie. I'm gonna bring this home and see what Coda thinks about it. I mean, upon eating it further, it's definitely not the greatest thing in the world. I mean, my first bite was okay, but as I started eating it more and more, I was like, I don't really care too much for this. So I'll bring this home to Coda and see what she thinks. And in case you guys couldn't tell, this is the part of the video where we go around the park again and sample different foods from around some of the different booths. Not gonna be trying everything because I'm definitely gonna be coming back with Coda, but I just want to give you guys something for this video. So that was food from the tribute store. Now let's hit up some of the different food booths sprinkled around. Oh dear Lord, traffic jam. Oh dear Lord, traffic jam. Oh dear Lord, traffic jam. Oh dear Lord, get me out of here. Well, I was gonna get food from Puerto Rico, but yeah, maybe I'll come back another time for that one. Meanwhile, I don't see a line for Cuba, so don't mind if I do. All right, so I caved and I ended up getting a sampler lanyard. I got the annual pass holder one, and in total it came up to $69 for 15 samples for 15 food items. So with this lanyard, I ended up using my first one on the Cuban sandwich over here. Now originally it was $13 and change, so just based off of visual, like seeing it for the first time, it doesn't look like it's worth $15 or $13 just on size alone, but who knows, it could taste pretty good. I am a self-proclaimed Cuban sandwich connoisseur. I love Cuban sandwiches, so I've had some pretty good ones and I've had some pretty bad ones, so I'm really interested to see if the Cuban sandwiches here at Universal are any good. I mean, I don't have too high hopes, but for $13, you know, one of the more expensive food items here, I would hope so. Why did I pull out a fork? I don't know. Let's go ahead and pull out the flag that comes with it. Let's go ahead and dig into it, and yeah, you can see it's pretty thin. It is pretty flippin' thin, not gonna lie. Yeah, not too much in the way of meat on here. Let's go ahead and I'm gonna get a picture of this first, just so you guys can see just how much meat is on this thing, and I'm gonna put it up in the video. I'm gonna put it up over here so that you guys can see exactly how much. I mostly got bread. I pretty much got bread with that one. Let's cut open this one. Okay, so this other one has a bit more in the way of meat, but the first one, it's just bread. Yeah, as you can see here, the other slice has a bit more in the way of meat, but the other slice is just bread, so automatically not worth $13. But let's see how it tastes. Believe it or not, it's actually not terrible. Not the best Cuban sandwich I've ever had, but it's not bad either. It's passable. It's passable for a Cuban sandwich, but again, I just pretty much took a bite out of the one that was just bread and pickles. But yeah, overall not bad. Let's go ahead and take a bite of the meat-filled one. If you can manage to get a Cuban sandwich with actual meat in it, I'd say it's not bad. Is it worth $13? Absolutely not. But not bad. If you're using a food lanyard, then sure, go for it. Let's just say that if this is one of your first trips to Florida and you've never had a Cuban sandwich before, I would save your first Cuban sandwich experience for someplace off property. You can definitely drive off property, rent a car, drive off property, and find a Latin supermarket that has Cuban sandwiches. You can get 3 Cuban sandwiches that are much bigger and much more flavorful for that price that I paid. So, I mean, again, it's not terrible. It's not a terrible Cuban sandwich, but you can definitely get better and do better. Also, pro tip, for this pirate ship right outside Richter's, walk around it. You don't have to walk through all of that. You can just walk straight on through behind it. Let's go ahead and give Germany a try, shall we? All right, so from Germany, we got the pork schnitzel slider. It looks really interesting. It comes with some kettle chips, I believe that's called. Now, I will say that this one was sitting out on the counter for a little while, and he asked me what I ordered, and I said slider, and he just kind of handed me that one that looked like that was left there, so I don't know. If this is cold, then I'll know for sure that it was left out there for a while and not prepared as soon as I ordered it. But either way, let's go ahead and give it a try. Holy cow, that is actually very delicious. It's got this white sauce on top. I don't exactly know what it is, and it's also got spicy mustard on the bottom. I'm assuming it's spicy mustard, but damn, it's warm and it's actually really, really good. I'm very surprised. And this was $6. This, I think, is much more of a value than the Cuban sandwich, in my opinion. Yeah, like I said earlier, that was actually really, really good. I'm very curious. I want to come back with Coda and see what she thinks of it, because she's German and Polish. So I want to come back with her and see what she thinks of the schnitzel, because damn, it was good. I think it's about time we try some New Orleans cuisine. Maybe some crawfish? I don't know. So we got the crawfish and shrimp boil. Then we just have the shrimp boil and crawfish boil on their own. And some bagnets. I think I'm gonna get some bagnets and the crawfish and shrimp boil, and I think that is going to about do it for us tonight. All right, so I apologize for the music, but we stopped off at the New Orleans booth and got some crawfish and shrimp. Definitely not what I was expecting. I was expecting more for like a jambalaya or something, but it's actually not bad at all. You can see here, crawfish, shrimp. We got corn, looks like some andouille sausage and some potatoes. And then of course we had to get the bagnets. It all looks really, really delicious. I'm super excited to try it. It's been a hot minute since I have had crawfish myself, and you're just kind of going in at it on your own. So I got a lot of napkins here. We're gonna dig into this and I'm gonna let you know my thoughts on it when we're done. I don't know how to put this, but this is nasty. Like, I've definitely had much better at crawfish festivals in my local hometown. I feel like it's very, very bland. I feel like they just kind of drizzled the seasoning on at the last minute at the very end. It's got no real flavor to it, and it tastes really bland and just awful. Like, it actually tastes overcooked. Like, especially the andouille sausage that's in here, it definitely tastes like it's overcooked and overly soggy, like they left it in there for a little too long. I don't know, like, I'm just very disappointed in this, to be completely honest with you. And this is definitely one of the more expensive items. This is $13, $12.99, and I used my food sampler thing for this, but that's honestly very disappointing. I'm not gonna finish that. Now, also, I do want to say I'm not an expertise when it comes to crawfish and, you know, Louisiana style cooking. I could be completely wrong, but based off of what I've had at crawfish festivals in the past, you know, I've definitely had a lot better. Now the beignets, on the other hand, they're actually pretty delicious. However, they are kind of hollow. I'm gonna try to focus on this. You can see on the inside they're kind of hollow. And this is the second one that I've had, and it's hollow on the inside. So, I mean, it's good, don't get me wrong, it's actually really good, but it's still pretty disappointing that it's mostly hollow, when in years past they've been a lot more fluffy and full, you know what I mean? Alrighty, let's do some shopping. I always recommend doing it near the end of the day, just to lighten the load of whatever you need to carry. I also never mentioned this earlier, but the inside of the Universal store is decked out in Mardi Gras gear as well. Pretty similar to what they did during Halloween Horror Nights and Christmas time. It's actually really nice. I kind of like it, and I like the skeleton up top over here wearing the jester hat. Looks really nice. I'm loving the whole, you know, green and purple vibe. I like it. Alright, so we just got out of Universal Studios and finished our initial Mardi Gras experience. I have a lot of thoughts. So there's good, there's bad, and there's definitely disappointing with this event. But overall, I enjoyed it. Definitely come into this with the mindset of International Food and Wine Festival rather than Mardi Gras. Like, to me, honestly, it just didn't feel like Mardi Gras. I'm sorry, that's just my honest opinion. It didn't feel like Mardi Gras. It felt like a food and wine festival with some Mardi Gras sprinkled in between. That's just how I honestly felt about it. I don't know what other YouTubers said about it, but that's just my honest thoughts. And you guys can come here and experience it for yourself, and you guys can let me know down in the comment section below once you guys visit what your honest thoughts were. Overall, it's not bad. Universal has the makings of a pretty solid food and wine festival, and I feel like they're setting themselves up for being able to do more food and wine events throughout the year, more international food events throughout the year. So it's not bad. I'm actually very impressed, and I said this on Twitter. If you guys don't follow me on Twitter, I highly recommend you guys do so. Links down in the description below. I posted a general review of my time here at the event, and I was very impressed with the team members and how they were running the event and how hard they were working to get the food out as quickly as possible, and how they were trying to keep everyone wearing their mask properly. A lot of team members were on it today with mask enforcement, and I really appreciate that. The worst part about it was how many people congregate in one spot trying to find beads, and I said this on Twitter. I feel like Universal could definitely do with a few more team members on those floats throwing out beads. That way there aren't as many people standing around with their hands up waiting for beads, and, you know, other people trying to get around them. That's definitely the biggest downside that I see of this event, is how they're handling the floats and the bead situation. I like that they're doing it, but I definitely want to come back in the middle of the week and see how this event runs on a lower crowd day, if that makes any sense, because this was the very first day. This is a Saturday. The park was very busy today, and I feel like this would be a completely different experience during the week on a slow day. So let me know down in the comment section below if you guys want me to come back during the week. I'm sure we're going to be doing it anyways, but whether I make a video or not out of it, that's going to be dependent on you guys and letting me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section below. So yeah, overall, I did have fun. Some of the food was really good. Some of the food was really disappointing. Definitely avoid the Cuban sandwich. Definitely avoid the Bayou boil, or whatever it was called, the crawfish boil. I mean, maybe I was just unlucky today and got bad food, or it could be a regular thing. You guys just need to let me know, because that was my honestly first time having the crawfish boil and shrimp boil at Mardi Gras, and, you know, like I said, I've had better elsewhere. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Overall, I still had fun. It was very fun to go back and to have the Mardi Gras feel in the middle of the Food and Wine Festival, and I definitely can't wait to come back with Coda and give her thoughts and opinions. So thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Drop a comment. Let me know what you guys thought of today's video. Subscribe if you're new around here. Ring that bell. Get notified whenever I upload a new video like this in the future. I hope you are all having a wonderful day, morning, afternoon, evening, and I'll see you guys in the next video.